One of your hosts here, CEO Haize, and I'm joined by the great one himself, Baylor the Great is in the building. What's going on, Baylor?
Yay, yay.
How's your week been, bro?
Slow motion, man, this week. Slow motion. I had a good weekend. I'm just ready to get to the next one.
I feel you. Feel you. It's 3-day weekend coming up. So we'll get in, we'll have fun with that. But we got to get into this news around the world of hip hop, my brother. First up, R. Kelly's been sentenced to 30 years in prison. 30
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
Sex
yeah.
trafficking. Hey, I have no sympathy at all in my heart, and I know that doesn't hold for everyone, but it seems like, hey, listen, everything in the dark comes to the light at some point, and that is the ballad of R. Kelly. Is everything in the darkness comes to the light? What do you think about this? Like the fact that people are still even supporting him, things like that. Is R. Kelly still in your rotation? Do you have any songs on any R. Kelly songs in any of your playlists? How do you feel about everything?
No, I think I mentioned this before. And until this day, some people still don't really. I wouldn't necessarily say they believe me, but it seemed like they almost had somewhat of a problem with it because I'm a Joe fan over R. Kelly. You know what I mean? That's my personal
Mm,
preference.
okay.
So I never really had too many R. Kelly songs in my library to begin with. So it wasn't hard to, get rid of the ones that I did have. Um, so yeah, that was justice served, I should say. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
have any the same as you. I'm just gonna piggyback off of you. When it comes to women and children, bro, we don't play with that. We don't.
None.
And in this
None.
case, it was both. You know what I mean? So no, I don't play around with that.
All right, and that's all that we got to leave that on, right? That we ain't got to stick on it a little
And
bit
I,
more.
I would I would
That's
say
it.
that if it was 29 instead of 30, I probably would have complained.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. But let's go ahead and move on now. Cardi B, into some more positive news, announced a new song called "Hot Shit" featuring Kanye West and Lil Durk.
That's I see. That was all. She has a good team.
Listen,
She has
she's
a
one
she
of the
has,
smartest artists around right now. Period, fam.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I will say this. I was very critical about her because I know she's entered that. I want to say now. I want people to understand this. I'm not saying that she's on their level, but she's entered the Rihanna Beyonce zone, which means she's making more money outside of music.
mm-hmm.
And anything that she might drop. Now, I don't know. I don't know if she's at the point where whatever she drops, we're running to hurry up and download. I don't know if she's at that status yet. But I want to hear it like all jokes aside, like you just can't leave us like that. You ain't put out enough work.
Dropped an album, which is a really solid album from top to finish. She's dropped a bunch of singles between now and then. It seems like it's going to be another single. And I think she's really been the first one to show and master this art of you don't necessarily need a project, right? You need a bunch, you can drop a single every quarter, and that's all you necessarily need. And and even with just with the features that are on this track, you already know people are finna eat it up. Period.
Yeah, you are. Well, yeah. I will say this. You're right. You don't need to drop an album, but when it comes down to people like us who indulge in music, and
Hmm.
we do these rankings and things like that from time to time, because that's what our culture do, right?
Yeah,
Don't be surprised if you're not ranked that high because you don't have that much work.
that's fair.
You know what I
That's
mean? Because
yeah.
yeah, because you have to be that dope. The only woman that's getting that type of, and she still get backlash from it, is Lauren Hill. And Cardi ain't no Lauren Hill.
Mm,
So you
yeah.
can't just drop something once and then come back. Like it don't work like that. Like you gotta give us something to chew on. We already know you got writers. Okay. And I'm cool with that. And I don't think she has ran from that. But when we start doing the rankings with these women and stuff like that again, because that's what we do in our culture,
Hmm.
don't be surprised if you rank low because you don't have enough in the bag.
That's fair. I mean, that's a fair analysis. I think when it boils down to like how is Cardi B going to be looked at, right? Is she going to be looking at as an actual artist, or she's just going to be looked at as a personality? Because listen, she's reached that level where I think most people look at Cardi B as the personality that she is, right? And
Mhm.
because of that, they don't judge her by the same criteria that they would judge most artists on. People are very harsh on artists, right?
Yeah.
But because of that, because it's like the music is almost secondary to her personality, right? The social media, every type of darling she is, I almost think that she gets a pass for that, right? What do you
Right.
think about that?
I I would say that's true. Yeah, I would say that's true because she's actually, well, like I just said, she's done more outside of hip hop than she has done actually for it. Like I think she will always be a part of hip hop, and we know where she, and technically she didn't start in hip hop. She started
Started as a personality on a reality show. Yeah.
right. So I can't, again, but this is not. I'm not going. I can't argue with the fans, and but this is what we do, Haize. We rank people, and sooner or later, I'm not sure what her fan base is called, but we'll have to bring that up in the argument. Dog, you are a personality that just have the talent to rap. That's
I
just the
mean,
rankings. That's just the rankings. We still gonna listen to the music.
yeah, I mean the music's gonna get listened to regardless, but yeah, I think she and she's earned it, right? Let me be clear. What she's done in every facet, right? Whether it's the reality, moving into actual acting, the TV shows, the social media shit, the
Mhm.
rapping, the fact that she had a residency in Vegas. Cardi
Yeah,
B had a residency in Vegas, fam.
yeah, yeah,
That's bananas, man.
yeah.
So
Uh,
she's
the one of the dope things about her is that she will put out the visuals too.
dope visuals at that. She's one of the
Yeah,
best at the visuals right now.
yeah. So she stayed. Look, she's walking content at the end of the day. It's just that when we talk about this rap hip hop stuff,
Hmm.
it's like we people still want to hear from you. You know what I mean? And the people that have enjoyed your music would like to hear a lot of it. But that could be the old days. We know the new days is more of a TikTok type of era where you make something for about a couple of seconds and it take off. We might not even listen to the whole record.
This is true. These are facts. But yeah, shout out to Cardi B for keep getting that checks. I can't wait to hear the song. I do think it's gonna be on the radio a lot. Luckily, I don't listen to the actual radio too much. But let's get on to somebody who always seems to be able to turn a loss into a win for themselves. Ray J, bro. I didn't
Mhm.
watch the verses. I caught the clips of it afterwards. There was no way I was watching. I think actually the day that went down, there was like some other stuff on TV. Then on top of that, after the verses, teaming with Pleasure P to go against Sammy and Bobby. First of all, the fact that Sammy was on a verses, I haven't heard that name in so long. Shout out to Sammy for getting those checks.
Mhm.
But he had a One Wish performance as well at the BET Awards. Like, hey man, listen, Ray J's getting these checks, bro.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people think a lot of Ray J doesn't mind being laughed at. That's what a lot of people got to understand. He
This is
don't
true.
mind. He does not mind being laughed at. He has one of the most iconic radio interviews of all time that involve Fabulous, right?
Mm. Oh,
So
I almost forgot about that.
that's his. We can't forget about his glasses that couldn't be broke but was broke.
It's broke. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that man is walking content. I don't think he's as what people paint him out to be. Like the dude is hilarious to me. You know what I mean? That whole thing was funny. I didn't watch. I mean, I watched bits and pieces of it live, but most of it I seen on Twitter and IG, the clips, and on YouTube.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know what to take. I mean, the biggest takeaway from that was his overall performance and Mario actually upsetting a hometown favorite, so to speak, in Mario. And then B2K hopped in. Well, the former bandmates or whatever, went online and said what they had to say. It was just a lot of teen drama, I should say.
It was very, very interesting, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
Shout out to Mario for keeping it as professional yet petty as possible.
Gotta be petty, bro. Gotta be petty. All right, man. Let's go ahead and move in. We got some new music to talk about. Snoop Dogg and M dropped a track, bro. This is coming to from your neck of the woods. What did you feel about this track?
The track was solid, but I would like to say this: all that shit that happened before, I I will never believe most of these so-called beefs or differences ever again. All that shit about Snoop Dogg saying what he said about Eminem, Eminem didn't want to respond, blah 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 blah. All that shit is a rollout to me, man.
Mm,
All that shit
I
is a
feel it.
build up. All of it. You know what I mean? And it might be some truth to it. But at the end of the day, we not in the locker room. We don't know what these cats are saying behind closed doors. Hell, for all we know, Ray J could have been doing that shit on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the track was solid. It's not like something that I'm gonna keep going back to. I could download it just to have two iconic artists on the same track together, late in their careers like this. That's cool or whatever. But I didn't take. I thought the album cover was better than the track.
The cover was dope as shit. The cover was dope.
Yeah, that shit was artistic and colorful.
Like Drake's album.
And that album cover was better than Drake's album. That's for sure.
That's absolutely for sure, brother. Hey man, listen. We're not talking about TV because Mary ain't here. We ain't got black people like Rock because Marquis ain't here. We damn near ran through all the topics in like 15 minutes, brother.
That was all the topics.
That's it, man.
This is not about to be the shortest show on the radio. That's crazy right there.
It's crazy, right, bro? Like that's the thing when it's me and you. Like we so straightforward and to the point. You know, Marquis is the one who would have brought up some long soliloquy about, hey, how is music change and how is Cardi B a reflection of that? You know.
You know what? It's going to be a short show regardless. But let's end on a different type of note. I know, some episodes I might end with, 3 or 4 artists and whatever we feel like their best track is, or I'll come with a curveball about hip hop. Well, let's do something. Let's bring something a little bit more intimate, a little bit more personal. When you think about your co-hosts, myself, Mary, and Marquis, I want you to carefully think of what type of artist they would be. If they were if they was in the industry. And notice I didn't say hip hop. I didn't say hip hop. I just said, what artist do you think they would be?
Mary and Marquis?
And myself.
And yourself. Mary would be Mary would be damn, I'm struggling to think of this right now.
I go Mary would be R&B soul to me. I would definitely buy her album. I would definitely buy her album.
But see, Mary's so Staten Island, bro. Like she gotta, you know what? She'd be like a Missy who can sing, who could do it all, sing, but also drop some bars on your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had her anywhere between Tamia and Sade.
That's fair. You know what? Mary would be Victoria Monet.
Ooh, Victoria Monet don't play. Victoria Monet don't play.
Marquis would be AZ. AZ.
Okay. All right. Well, I gave him the conscious route.
Okay. He'll be AZ to me.
I can see Marquis being in the background, like disturbing the interview while Mos Def is talking.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And you would be only because listen, you are very thoughtful. You are a very well-spoken young black man. You are highly intelligent. And you know who that reminds me of? Lil Jon. That's who you would be. You would be
Little Jon. I get Lil Jon.
Bro, you know the first time I ever heard Lil Jon in the actual interview where he was sitting down talking sensibly, using big words, I was like, what the fuck? Talk about completely blow my idea of somebody. But bro, because you would bring the TikTok version of you would be the artist version of you. You absolutely Lil Jon.
Okay. All right. So you know who I came up for you, right?
Nah, who?
Oh man, this is a cold one. I'm going to say, and it was between another person, but I'm going to say Dre. I'm going to say Dre. Dr. Dre. I'm going to tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel like you'll have the urge to be a part of certain tracks, but you're okay with being behind the scenes and making sure everything is perfected. And I've seen your visuals, I've listened to shows, and I've listened to you on shows. And you may not, well, to me, you may not be that, well, to others as well, they might not know. You may not seem like you're anal when it comes to certain things being done, but I know you like for things to be ran a certain way. You know what I mean? Hell, you you sold something to me because you said I just don't like it. I like shit to go this way. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When you look at your background, when you hear your sound, when you see the visuals that you put together, it's like you like shit to go a certain way. You know what I'm saying? The way you pick your co-hosts and put us together, you like things to go a certain way. That's Dr. Dre.
That's fair. That's actually wildly accurate. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So there
wild.
we go.
There you go. There you go. But that's it. You got anything left, Baylor?
It's summertime. It's summertime. That means a lot of people are gonna be outside in the pools, barbecues, different events. COVID is still out here though. Y'all chill out. The monkeypox is out here too, and we don't know how to get that. So just chill.
Monkeypox.
Yeah, so y'all gonna have to chill. You know, I know people don't want to hear it, but you know, from time to time, still wear your mask in certain areas and take care of yourself, man.
All right. And I'm gonna leave it on this. I ain't got nothing insightful or thoughtful to say, but Lloyd Banks just dropped the first single off his new album with Kanye the Machine. That motherfucker go hard, bro.
It's tough. Yo,
That motherfucker go
let's
hard.
let's just say there's certain artists that we grew up listening to that we want to hear again.
Absolutely.
It's just like in the NBA. It's certain players that got injured or just phased their way out of the league that I want to see play again. And Lloyd Banks is one of them, definitely.
Listen, if this is the vibe from the album, Lloyd Banks got a motherfucker on his hand, is what I'll say, bro.
And we got to talk about next week, man. We still got to talk. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll talk about that off air.
What?
I don't want.
Okay, cool.
Babyface.
Gotcha. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That is it. Thank you for tuning in to this shortened edition of The B.R.E.K.S Radio. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow us collectively at The B.R.E.K.S Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, thebreaksradio@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, you can do so at 614-547-2039. We are the #1 podcast for the culture. And this week, we out. Peace out.
Yay.